Wally Lewis's darkest moment, the story the NRL doesn't want you to know. The night was suffocatingly still in Brisbane, October 2006. Inside a quiet house in the suburbs, Wally Lewis, the king, the man every Queenslander believed was made of granite and lightning, sat alone in the dark, staring at a loaded shotgun on the kitchen table. Tears ran down the face that once snarled at New South Wales in state of origin. His hand shook as he reached for the barrel. For the first time in his life, the greatest player rugby league has ever produced wanted the game to end. No one saw it coming. To the outside world, he was still immortal. 6 Man of the Match awards in 8 origins, 5 premierships, the statue already going up outside Lang Park. But inside his skull, something had quietly broken. Years of undiagnosed epileptic seizures, hundreds of them, some on the field, some in the commentary box, had carved tunnels through his memory, his mood, his sense of self. Clinical depression moved in and locked the door behind it. The seizures started small. A flicker in his vision while calling a game for Channel 9. A sudden blankness mid-sentence. Then the big ones. Collapsing in shopping centers, waking up in ambulance bays with strangers telling him his name. Doctors pumped him full of Tegretol and Epilim until the room spun and the words wouldn't come. The king, who once commanded 52,000 people to rise, now couldn't remember his children's birthdays. He hid it the way only Queenslanders know how. With jokes, with silence, with beer. But the darkness kept growing. It told him his family would be better off without the burden. It told him the statue was a lie. It told him the shotgun would be quicker than another seizure in front of the cameras. That night, his son Lincoln found him. One look at his father's face and the boy, barely a teenager, did the bravest thing any Lewis ever did on a footy field. He walked straight up, took the gun away, and said, "Dad, you're coming with me." No lecture, no panic. Just love with the safety on. Wally checked himself into the Brisbane private hospital the next morning. The NRL never released a statement. Channel 9 kept running old highlights as if nothing had changed. The game that worshipped him in life suddenly pretended the darkest chapter didn't exist. For weeks, he sat in group therapy with housewives and tradies, learning words he'd never needed before: serotonin, suicidal ideation, stigma. Nurses caught him crying in the corridor when he couldn't remember the name of his 1980 premiership coach. Grown men who'd idolized him since primary school now watched him shuffle to the dining room in slippers, asking the same question 3 times in 10 minutes. Slowly, painfully, the medication balanced. The seizures eased, the fog lifted just enough for sunlight to get in. And one afternoon, a young patient, maybe 19, tattoos and track marks, stopped him outside the smoke pit and said, "You're Wally Lewis, aren't you?" Wally waited for the usual Immortal speech. Instead, the kid said, "Thanks for being in here, mate. Makes the rest of us feel less fucked up." That sentence saved him more than any tablet. He finally spoke publicly in 2007, voice cracking on national television. "I wanted to die, and I nearly did. If you're feeling the same, ring someone, anyone. Just don't do it alone." Lifeline's phones rang hot for days afterwards. Men from Thursday Island to Tassie called in tears because the king had admitted he wasn't bulletproof. The NRL still flinches at the story. You won't find it in the official Origin documentaries. The statue outside Suncorp has no plaque about 2006. But every year on Grand Final Day, Wally quietly visits the same hospital ward, bringing meat trays and signing jerseys for patients who never thought they'd meet their hero in a dressing gown. He kept the shotgun. It lives unloaded in a safe to this day, not as a threat, as a reminder. Some nights he opens the safe just to look at it, then closes it again and texts his kids, "Love you. See you tomorrow." That is the real Wally Lewis legacy, not the 6 Origin trophies gleaming in a